This class is presented to you by Dr. Adam Cohen, teacher at the Tureya Ashram in India.
Begin the practice lying on your back. Keep your eyes closed and bring your mind to the core of the body. Feel your abdomen and observe what type of sensation you're having within the belly. Your mind will start towards the top of the hips and will culminate at the bottom of the rib cage, so that you can feel the whole body of the abdomen. With your mind resting here, gently visualize that resting within the core of the belly is a burning sun. In yoga, we believe that this sun physically exists in the form of pranic life force, a life center from which energy is emitted into the body. Feel the heat of this fire as it is burning within the abdomen, and allow that heat to move towards the body, other parts of the body, and pervade outwards towards the extremities of the body, the head, the hands, and the feet. This life force is going to provide you with the strength and additional power to make this yoga asana practice more intense and more invigorating. We'll begin first with the arms alongside the body. If you need to, you can even bring them underneath the body to give you extra support for the lower back. Lift the legs just a little bit off the ground, letting them hover just above the earth. Then draw the right knee into the chest. Bring the chin to meet the kneecap as the knee bends in. Then exhale as you straighten the leg. Let it hover just above the earth next to the left. Then, as you inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Bring the chin to meet the left kneecap. Then exhale as you straighten out and release the left leg. Alternating right and left, moving with the breath, contracting through the lower core. If you want to make this practice more intense, then gently lift your head and upper back off the ground, alternating right and left, using the lower core muscles to guide the movement of the legs. Now release this practice. Arms alongside the body. If they're underneath the body, then just remove them out from underneath. As you inhale, reach the arms straight up towards the sky and then all the way up overhead. When they come up overhead, stretch and lengthen from toe to fingertip. Then as you exhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky and then lower them down alongside the body once again. Together, the arms will be making a rainbow-like shape through the air and will be moving parallel to one another. Inhale as you lift the arms up, stretch, lengthen when they come all the way up overhead. Then exhale as you lift the arms back up and release them to the ground. Try to keep the shoulders on the ground and the upper back on the ground, and pivot simply through the shoulder blades, the area of the shoulder joints. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower, activating the arms through the movement, but when the arms come up overhead, then lengthening the whole body in a stretch. Now relax and release the hands. Hold the arms out to the side at shoulder level now. As you exhale, lift the arms up towards the sky until the hands come separated at about shoulder distance, directly above the shoulders with the arms straight. Then lift your head and upper back off the ground. Inhale as you release the arms back to the earth and also lower the head and upper back to the ground. So exhale, lifting and contracting as you squeeze through the upper abdominal muscles. Inhale as you lower and release. Moving with the breath, using the upper abdominal core to guide the movement, and trying to move very slowly, very smoothly, even holding gently at the top of the constriction so that you get additional strength of the abdominal muscles before lowering back down onto the earth. Try to do as many as you can. When you become fatigued, then gently release back onto the ground, fully onto the earth, with the hands outside the hips and just relaxing. Now release this practice, straighten the legs. Lower them down to the ground, allow the arms to be alongside the body. The legs should have already been straight, but hopefully if they weren't, then you can make the adjustment now. Now as you exhale, draw both the knees in towards the chest, wrap the hands and the forearms around the shins, and then lift the head up in between the knees. Then, as you inhale, straighten and release the legs back onto the earth as you also lower the arms down alongside the body. So exhale, drawing the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins and bringing the head up in between the knees, and then inhaling as you straighten and release the legs back onto the earth. As you go through this movement, try to keep your lower back on the ground. Hug the knees fully as you draw them in, and then release them fully as you straighten them out. When you come down to the earth, feel your lower back flatten upon the ground before drawing the knees back in towards the chest. This will help to lengthen the spine and also guide you in controlling the abdominal and lower back muscles. The next practice is a little bit intense. We'll give you 2 variations so that you can choose which one is most appropriate for your body. Arms out to the side at shoulder level. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Then drop the knees to the right. Keep the knees stacked on top of each other. The right knee is going to come to the earth just outside of the right hip, maybe up a little bit too towards the abdomen. Then inhale as you come back to center, knees back to center. Then exhale as you drop the knees to the left. Now the more intense variation of this practice is to keep the hands behind the head and then draw the knees in towards the chest. Lower the knees towards the ground, but don't actually let them touch the ground before bringing them back up to neutral and going to the opposite side. So this variation includes a similar movement, but now the knees are not allowed to touch the ground, and you're using the core muscles to lift and lower. Just a few more. And then when you're ready, release and relax. Now come all the way over to the opposite side, resting on your stomach. Interlock the fingers behind the head. Keep the elbows out to the side. As you inhale, lift the chest and the head off the ground, also raising the elbows up and away from the earth. As you lift, don't put any pressure into the head with the hands. Just lift through the lower back and use the breath to expand the belly to give you a little bit additional boost with the inhalation. And then when you exhale, lower down. So moving again dynamically, inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you lower down. A little counter oppositional activity here to counterbalance the abdominal strength with the lower back strength. Lift as high as you can when you come up and keep the legs together. When you come up, also try to roll the tailbone down towards the earth, which is going to give additional length through the lower back. Now release. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, which is going to lift your chest and your head off the ground. Keep the forearms running parallel to one another and the hands out in front of the elbows. So you'll have the forearms parallel, the elbows underneath the shoulders, which is going to form a 90-degree angle through the arms, and then you'll have the space of between the chest and the ground. Now tuck the toes. As you inhale, lift the hips off the ground. Then as you exhale, draw the right knee into the chest and try not to let the knee or the shin touch the ground. Then inhale as you straighten the leg. Exhale as you release the hips back onto the ground. Now we're going to go the opposite side. Inhale as you lift the hips. Exhale as you draw the left knee in towards the chest, letting the shin hover just above the earth. Inhale as you straighten the leg. Exhale as you lower the hips down. Continue alternating right and left, moving with the breath, using the core to lift the hips and then draw the knees into the chest. When you come into that lifted position, keep a straight line from the heels to the head. And do not lift the hips too high or allow them to sink too low, because that's going to compromise the core strength. So continue alternating right and left, just a few more rounds here as you begin to strengthen the core more deeply. Then release and relax. One more practice coming back onto your back with the bottoms of the feet touching, the feet off the ground, and the knees separated. This is a variation of Supta Baddha Konasana. You're going to have your feet lifted off the ground, look out towards the big toes. As you exhale, bring the hands in between the legs and reach the hands out and then beyond, if possible, the feet as you contract through the core. Then inhale as you release, while lowering the back and the head onto the earth. So here we have the feet together, the knees separated, the hands reaching out in between the legs and then out beyond the feet, which is going to help to lift through the head and the upper back. That will then contract the core. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. When you lift and hold for about a second or so. Feel the core contract and constrict. Feel the definition of your abdominal muscles before inhaling and allowing yourself to gently release back onto the earth. Continue moving with the breath, and just a few more rounds here. Then when you're ready, release, draw the knees into the chest, hug them in tight. Softly rock right and left to massage out the lower back and also to release the abdomen. Try to breathe deeply, allow your belly to expand into the back of your thighs as you inhale and then release as you exhale. Then slowly lower yourself onto the earth, coming into Shavasana. So fully straightening the legs, allowing the hands and arms to release to the ground, and then relaxing completely onto the earth. You can either stay here for several minutes as you close the practice, or if you'd like to continue with another practice, you're welcome to do so. Just stay for a few moments, observing the sensation in the core, noticing if there's been any changes in the quality of the core fire. Has it increased or decreased? Do you notice it more now than you did before? Be attentive to these details as you slowly allow the core to relax for some time. Namaste. You can find more free resources on yoga, including videos, audios, and articles on our website, studyofyoga.org. We believe that spiritual knowledge can change the world and bring forth a new path for humanity to become integrally connected to themselves and the world in which they live. Therefore, all materials we provide are available for free.